Okay, let's do this. Voila! Hello, everybody. Yes, it is me. It is me, GoldenEye 48. The day has arrived. The day that we have all been waiting for. Not of Infamy, but of Ace Combat 7. I was waiting for this day. Oh, yes. Just to. But let me get chat up real quick. How's everybody in chat doing tonight? A Friday night. Put you over here. Blup. I hope everybody's doing good. A lot of new games out that came out. Oh yeah. And right before Christmas too. Wait, what am I saying? What if it's not? Never mind. Brain. Actually, another event's coming up next week. It's gonna be my birthday. Ironically, next Friday also. So yeah. Okay. That is booting up. Let's see if it'll accept the changes that I made earlier. Sweet. It does. Bandai Namco. And Project Aces. Oh yeah. While this is going on, let me just tell some past history for this. I love this game. Um, I own Ace Combat 4, Ace Combat 5, Ace Combat 0, all on the PS2. Played the living hell out of them. Oh yes. I believe I also have the PSP games for the series also. Um, but hello game. But that's not what got me into this. What got me into this was Electrosphere. Now, at the time, Electrosphere.info was a fan-based database in which you can essentially look up any Ace Combat information that you want for this. My username on that website was Ribbon Gold. Mm-hmm. I was a ribbon. Now a former ribbon because that site got folded into, I believe, Acepedia, and that was it. Then Ace Combat 6 rolled around, and a few of the ribbons of that site formed a clan. And we were exceptionally good with the FA. What is it? The FA-18E, specifically with the Electro counter um, the ECCM pods for that jet. Let's just say as soon as two Super Hornets rolled into an online match, people began quitting after the first few minutes. So yeah, but for this we are not going to be playing multiplayer just yet. We're going to be playing the campaign like everybody else is. But, oh, here's a twist. Everybody else plays it on easy, normal. Since I like to proclaim myself as a veteran of the series, we're going to do it on hard. Insane? Yes.
Does the color of the sky mean anything special to you?
And if the audio for the game is a little low, feel free to
when I close my eyes,
feel free to put it in chat.
Is a deep, dark blue.
Cutscene.
Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
No. Really?
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here.
Pauses the game,
a bunch
really?
of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed,
Sorry
but
about that.
most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills, and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another year and a half after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone.
Stereotype Nagase.
Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up.
Yeah. I think we all know what happens. No spoilers. And again, god dang it. Really? Sorry about that. It pauses the game. This series has been known for essentially all of its breaking technological breakthroughs. The fact that they can simulate
Flew up, straight up, through the
weather in
clouds,
this game
high into the sky.
is a major technological feat.
Dark blue. Then I saw Osius fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. Doing 30 chases.
F-15Es.
Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Right. You should have put in my best to see this piece of junk. Should have built a return too.
Oh boy. Okay, mission 1.
Everyone here? Settle down. I said settle down. You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Yuzia as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching.
Oh no.
Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your
North
mission.
Point, everybody.
It's possible that the Yuuzhan ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Grays Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there
Really? Fort
find
Grays?
the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them.
Just a quick interruption. For this Fort Grays Air Force Base in East Combat 4 was taken over by the Erusians. As part of ISAF on International Allied Special Forces. You basically needed to take that island back from the Erusian forces, and also to prevent bombers from actually blowing the island sky high and leveling it. So, little side note.
If the hostiles counterattack, then you will.
What the hell was that? There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead. How's that possible?
A tank farm to the north has been bombed.
Many injured.
Scramble. All units,
Really?
take off and eliminate the unidentified craft.
Mission 1,
attacking
Ace
the
Combat
base.
4. Ace Combat
This is
4,
not a drill.
Ace Combat 4, nod. Yada yada yada. Quick mission briefing, submission. What should I pick? Not that. Do you really want me to pick a Phantom 2? Or go with? Choose category preview. Phantom 2, everybody. I'm gonna go with short range aerial. And this is what you have to choose.
Squadron aircraft preparation Operations complete. Stand by at the front.
Let's do this. Fort Gray's Island.
Radar site's still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. Sitting duck. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Let's clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head to runway. Golem Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron.
So he's part of that.
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. The situation is tight. It's a hell of a welcoming party, but we have faith in you. Good luck.
Okay.
Control, do me a favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Hear that? Golem Squadron and your wingmen are airborne. Take off and form up with Mage 1. Mage 2, altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit.
Hey there.
Mage 2, form up with Mage 1. All aircraft,
And let's go.
Squadron, it's go time.
Roger that.
Going for understood.
Safety's off, everything's off.
Take down all unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
Wilco. Trigger, I'm your wingman. Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element. You gotta keep an eye out for enemy bombers. Okay, here we go. Looks like bombers have been located. It's showtime, Trigger. Let's see if you can handle the spotlight.
Enemy bomber confirmed down. Good job, Mage 2.
And
Not bad, Mage 2. Trigger, switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy. There it is, sitting there all pretty, just waiting to be taken.
let's see. And we have escorts.
They're way overhead. Let's go introduce ourselves.
Let's do MiG-21s and
Watch out for the support aircraft.
Fox 3. Fox 3. Enemy support eliminated. This should make the job easier.
woohoo!
Destroy the target. Target confirmed down. Looking good, Mage 2.
And now let the waves begin.
Trigger, stay
Oh
calm.
yeah.
You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet. Trigger, don't forget your special weapon.
Mage 2, walking.
All destroyed.
That's it. It's great when it's simple.
Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
Not too shabby, Mage 2. You still got a long way to go, kid. I'll give you some pointers back at base if you can make it in one piece. Skykeeper, this is Mage 1, over. Tally 2 bandits.
Copy that. It's a bomber and an escort.
It's a bomb
Trigger,
range
settle
escort.
down. Mage 2, maintain your element with Mage 1. Do not break off. Mage 1, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Wilco. Golem 2, let's maintain element.
Copy that, Commander. I've got your 6 covered, sir.
And let me guess that there's more in the clouds.
Golem, Mage, 2 new enemy groups.
This is HQ. Attention all combat groups. Are there any
let the waves begin.
Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass.
Okay, prioritizing targets. Right now, going after this closer group, then make a dash to the south. Overkill bug.
Don't let them destroy the harbor. Where the hell are our fighters? The harbor is under heavy fire.
Hesitating for a split second could be the difference between life and death. Stay sharp, think fast.
Roger that.
It's time to dance with the angels. Shit. Oh no. Now, for this game, you can actually put yourself into a stall. In some situations, the stall can be to your advantage. Okay. Oh.
Target hit. One remaining.
Mage 2, keep your focus. You got this.
Yeah, stall warning. Stall turn.
Mage 2, enemy has lock on you.
To Gollum and Mage. Job well done. All bombers are down. Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Good going, Mage 2.
If I had a little more speed, I probably would have.
Slow down.
Tangoed with the.
Don't try to be a hero. I want you to make
Tangoed
it
with
back in
the.
one piece, you hear?
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
I probably would have tangoed with the enemy fighters as well to rack up more points.
What's the deal with all the drones?
Column 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
Seawater and Gunther Bay. I am Princess Rosa Cassette Delise, citizens of Erusia.
Now what?
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back.
Skip.
Mage 2.
Yay! Okay. Training wheel mission off.
We are currently assessing the damage to the base. We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Usian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage it... That means successfully retaliating was very important.
And sweet. the aircraft tree has been unlocked. Has been unlocked in campaign mode. Of course.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing.
Yep, these are OC, basically what you see. You see the Ocean main continent, Usia and Erusia. The other nations that you see: Belka, Gabet, Fato, Nordlands, Recta, Ustio, Sapin, I don't know how to pronounce this one. We call it ratio or ratio. And Wilvolkia. They don't go into much details about these other countries, but Fato is basically your French stereotypical country. Gabet is possibly a Swiss style country, or Austria style country. Recta, I think Swiss or Hungarian, or even a Czechoslovakian type of country. Because out of Belka, the original lands for Belka consisted of some parts of Fato, Gabet, Recta, all of Ustio, and that large chunk near what looks like the Great Lakes for Osia. At the time, Belka was a big country, but things happened. They had a coup. Actually, Ace Combat Zero was essentially World War II with modern equipment. Yeah. So a little history lesson around here for this. So, hey, I have the mouse. Okay, so I can actually point to things. Fato, your French country. Nordlands, your Norse countries. Wilvakia, I think we think that Nordlands is basically Norway, and Wilvakia is I think Swedish, is the Swedish, or basically Nordlands encompass like all of your Norse countries. Recta, right here, Ustio, and Sapin is your stereotypical Spanish-speaking country. There wasn't, and right above here that's not named is Willow, which is basically a neutral country. Down below where you see, right before you see Osean territory, that is the country of Lasath. To be honest, they included quite a few. They included two South Osean countries, Lasath and Yorelia, and that was in a spin-off for Ace Combat X Skies of Deception, for when they squared off.
Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones.
And if anybody has any questions regarding the Ace Combat series, Just
The
asked.
Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was
Yep, I'm gonna pause this. As you can see, your Aurelia is down here.
targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks.
Oh no.
We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on. I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usea, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Usea, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have
Stereotypical placement for the White House.
Including Usean peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counter.
Well, let me put this. Well, White House / Parliament. Basically, Osea is it takes some parts Great Britain and some parts American, and basically bash them together in this weird culture of what they call the Osean Federation.
Attack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Yay! What am I getting myself into this time?
Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
Yay, propaganda.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usea was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent.
Which started the First Continental War in Ace Combat 4.
Started a war. One they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head to head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usea, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom.
Yep.
When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. Doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer.
Yep. Wrong place, wrong time.
In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Osean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye. I was tried,
But one has
found
to
guilty,
think.
and stuffed into a cargo ship. For
Weapons
company,
if
I had some court-martialed soldiers.
weapons if
And remember
both sides
those
were doing
mothball planes I
propaganda
told you about
for
before?
this.
They were loaded on the ship too. We headed off down south
One
for
has to
several
think.
days and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia on the opposite side of the Yuzian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker
Civilian
trucks
in a
were just
military
big
penal
balloons,
colony.
and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one
Oh,
big
see,
fat lie.
you kind of took things a little too far.
The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out. And set the dogs
And
on
of
me.
course. Yep.
Erusia has made a declaration to the Ocean Federation and all countries on the Yusian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the
City,
majority of the
Los
continent,
Canos.
and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Grays Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element.
Oh boy.
First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
And let. Oh, this seems straightforward. Not really. There's always a catch. You can obtain aircraft weapons, blah blah blah. MRP, points are awarded depending on your performance in the mission and matches. You can receive them in campaign mode for each mission you complete and in multiplayer for each match you play. The better you perform, and basically, the more you kill, the more points you get, essentially. Items: when you acquire a new aircraft, you will automatically be given a special weapon, but the remaining two need to purchase with MRP, spending blah blah blah, so it's in-game currency. Aircraft specialities. Fighter is basically air-to-air combat, multi-role basically for both, and attacker is basically anti-surface, so basically air-to-ground and air-to-air. The special weapons area for dealing with blah 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 and to service others in the parameter graph. And of course, thank you. Hey. Ooh. What do I mean? Does all I want to rank of airman first class, okay. And Gripen. Typhoon. Here's the Raphael. Okay. Why do I have a feeling that this is multiplayer locked? Really? Guided precision bombs and yes, I unlocked it. Okay, we're going with the F-16. Well, actually, I guess we're going to be going with the F-16 for a little while. Start mission. Precision guides. 1610 4. Flares 5. Each aircraft can be equipped with up to 8 parts. That. So select weapons. Nope. Yep.
Squadron, Zordy, ASAP.
That's all I can do right now. Loading, loading.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
Yeah.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Careful of those clouds.
Page 2, target destroyed.
Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! The radar vehicles are under fire!
It's popping off now, Trigger. War has officially begun.
Locked.
The anti-air radar vehicle's been destroyed! We're going for the radar car!
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle!
They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
Accelerate! We're being attacked
Come
by
on.
aircraft! We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical
Really?
flexibility.
Missile away.
Where's our support? If we don't get the fighters,
What?
the whole base is gone!
Come on.